Yo! Video games.
All right.
Hey!
We saw Batman. Home is far.
Home is far.
That was Batman Beyond.
Very, very far.
Batman Beyond his home.
And I think the only person here that is qualified to talk about Spider-Man is Spider Kenny.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Spider Kenny.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Talk about talk. Speak.
Speak. Spider-Man did spider things?
Monkey.
Yes.
Spider Monkey. No, he was a Spider Monkey. That's, yeah.
That was like a running gag throughout.
Yeah, there was a lot of gags in this one. It was practically a comedy.
No. So,
Yes.
first thing out the back, the movie was a high school comedy, and the parts that didn't even have Spider-Man were great, and I was laughing, and I'm like, I could watch a whole movie of just this.
Yeah, I did notice how there was a good chunk of the film where there was no Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like good more than half before he even shows up and does anything really.
But,
and I don't know why I didn't notice it. I'm like, I'm not enjoying myself. It's just that there's a lot of no Spider-Man in this Spider-Man.
There's a lot of I was gonna say the wrong name before I do, but 16 Candles guy.
Yeah. This movie,
there's a lot of team romance comedy.
and I realize that after watching it now, this movie really reminds me of Iron Man 3.
I was saying that.
There's
definitely some parts that are just like, oh, okay, we're doing this again.
Yeah,
okay,
we're doing this again, and we don't see we don't see Spider-Man for a long time.
What do we call?
I don't think it's bad. But is that like Iron Man 3?
No,
Iron
it is
Man
very
3. We
much
call
Iron Man
the Iron Man 3 the Tony Stark comedy hour. That's what I kind of felt like. Iron Man.
Yeah, because Iron Man 3 is all about Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And this movie's really all about Peter Parker.
Yeah,
it's true.
In the world after all that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that I do think that they do a good job at a lighthearted comic booky take of the world after the snap type shit.
Yeah.
I think that
which is now called the Blip.
The Blip. Well, the Return is called the Blip.
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. I thought it was actually handled pretty well, and lighthearted and done good. I think I did like it more than Homecoming. I wasn't annoyed by Spider-Man in this movie.
I think it's a quality film. It's back and forth for me.
Yeah.
There are definitely things I think are cooler, better in this, done better than in Homecoming, and then there's some things that I'm like, wow, I can't believe they thought that was gonna be an okay. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, there's some writing choices in this movie that I was like,
okay.
Yeah, and
I can feel you on that.
And I'm actually curious the opinion of the person in the room that I can immediately tell didn't like it very much just based on their body language. Steve, tell me what you thought.
What? Please. I disliked it.
I have not heard anything about your opinion of the movie, but I can tell you
that I would not.
I'm not
like
assuming.
This movie.
I am using evidence based on how long I've known you.
I am offended.
I'm going to tell you your opinion. You didn't hate it, but you didn't like it very much.
God damn it, Max! What the fuck? First of all, this guy gives me reads in fighting games, and now he's reading me in a fucking theater. God damn it, man! You're not allowed to do that.
I was exactly.
You're not allowed to do that.
Well,
it's bullshit.
I was one sitting next to you, and I could even tell. I could see without seeing your eyes going to the back of your head.
Eyes
the funniest thing is that we literally had a conversation about it last night, where the movie makes the audience aware of a critical plot point, and the rest of the characters in the movies are dumbfounded to it.
Yeah.
So us as the audience is this omnipotent god being that now understands more than all the characters do. It's
and you're like. I think the problem was that with Avengers, I didn't have to look at my watch. It was like a 3-hour-long fucking movie.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And this movie was way shorter, and I looked at my watch.
I was you had that moment.
Yeah, I had the moment.
Okay,
I was like,
that is a true disconnect.
Yeah.
What did you think, Kenny?
I had a blast. I loved it.
Did you like it more than Homecoming?
I think I did. Like you said, I was a little less annoyed by Peter.
But you like witty, snappy, talky Peter, and this movie had that, but I thought it was
not as much.
It was tolerable. It was to the point at which I don't mind that. This Spider-Man reminds me a lot of PS4 Spider-Man, which is PS4 Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man thing there is. It just is. It encompasses Spider-Man perfectly.
Both of those have a similarity when they're not in school.
They're
not doing dumb school things. They're like, I'm gonna be late to class. Oh no.
That's what.
But
Well,
that's
the whole
Peter
point of
Parker.
This Peter Parker.
That's,
Yeah.
You know, it's Peter
But he's
Parker.
on a we know he's on a European vacation trip. So it's
Well,
like, he's on a field trip, whatever. So it's like
I think this movie has like a tough act to follow because it's now in the shadow of Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales Spider-Man fiction.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Which is now like Miles Morales and now his multiverse stuff.
Which, by the way, this is nowhere near as good as Into the Spider-Verse as far as I'm concerned.
It's not as good as Spider-Man PS4 as a narrative movie.
Yeah.
Like if you just took all the cutscenes of Spider-Man PS4 and put that in a movie, that's better.
Yeah.
And if you talk about Spider-Verse being like an overall, Spider-Verse is fucking great.
Yeah,
like it's really good.
This is a better version of Ant-Man and Wasp coming off of Infinity War.
Yeah,
So it was like last year was like
Yeah.
you had Infinity War and then you came off of that and you got Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's okay.
This movie does a good job of
this
carrying where the
and it's like that. It's like this massive I don't want to say breathing or whatever. Just it's not. You go from Endgame to this, and it's like very, very less, less intensely focused.
Yeah, it's obviously the huge tonal shift, which is good. Which is good pacing, which is what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is technically good at. They're good at pacing their movies in a way to get the audience to be like, we don't have to, Thanos is up my butt the whole time. Like they don't. That's technically gone now. Peter's back to being like a normal kid.
He wanted to be a normal kid, but
he like that's the thing that is great about the struggle of Peter Parker is his struggle of being a superhero with wanting to be a normal ass person and juggling his life along with it. Yeah, and that's what Spider-Verse does really well. It's what the PS4 Spider-Man game did the best.
Yeah, because that also was like heavier too because it's like he's mid-20s or mid-40s or something in PS4. He's
like mid-20s.
He's like post-divorce though. Or some shit like that. Or post-breakup or something with MJ.
Yeah, he's post-breakup.
Yeah, he's like post-breakup. So it's like he's going...
He's been through shit.
He's been through... But like he's got a heavier thing of like, I'm trying to find a way to balance life and being a superhero with the responsibilities.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's heavier because he's an adult and he's got like real adult shit in this movie. In this movie, it's the same thing, but it's like he's 16 and they pointed out like, hey, I'm just a fucking high schooler. I want to be a high schooler and he wants to do that. And that's totally understandable. It just doesn't have the same emotional gravitas as I think PS4 did. Yeah. Because he's not an adult.
And I think they're doing a good job. Did you guys like the whole, like, the passing down of, because this is not a spoiler, because it's in all the trailers, like, the passing down of the Tony Stark thing. Do you think that's done well in the movie, Steve?
It was done adequately enough to fit the narrative of the movie.
Yeah.
So
Do you don't think it felt to shoot in?
No, because I'm sure there's going to be another Iron Man down the road anyway. So I think the character is coming into their own, and I think they integrated it well within the movie as far as
Hugh Jackman.
how they're coming in. Huh?
Hugh Jackman will be Iron Man.
Oh yeah, is that what's going? Yeah, he's coming in as one.
Huge Jackman.
Yeah,
will be Iron Man.
He's gonna get extra Jack.
And he'll just have Wolverine claws.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Kenny, what did you think? How did you, without getting into spoilers, tell me what you thought about Mysterio?
Without getting into spoilers, when I heard they were putting him in the movie, I was like, wow, okay, what's going to happen? And it changed a lot of things around. I dug Jake Gyllenhaal.
I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah,
good job. I think Spider-Man is now one of the few Marvel Cinematic Universes series that has a couple of good bad guys,
There, to a point, there are two moments exactly in the movie where all of a sudden his performance, I thought, all of a sudden took a weird nosedive. One of them being very much because of the damn script. But there was a one long moment where I was like, what the fuck, really? And then there's a tiny moment where I'm like,
I think I know the long moment you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But then everything in between that, he's great. He's great. For most, he
does a really good job of being a superhero.
Yeah, he's great for most of the movie. There's one long scene where you're like, why? Who approved this? And then there's one moment, we'll get to that in spoilers.
It's almost like they had their head, I don't think they had their head up their ass, but they mislocated their brain halfway through the movie. Where's our brain? Over here? Where do we do with it? How do we get it back to where it was? There's definitely a moment in the film was like, what? Okay, sure, I guess.
Did a studio exec write this part? Come in and do this?
I think it was on and good fun though. The movie was literally built to be.
It's fun.
It's a fun movie.
That's why I say
I don't think they took too much.
I
do
do actually
seriously.
like it more than Homecoming. I like the character relationships and the quirks more than Homecoming.
Yeah.
I like the. I don't know if I'm totally in love with the European road trip. Just because it just acts as like a set piece,
right?
Putting the characters in different places than New York.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, I was having that weird thought at the end of the movie. I'm like, I guess that was kind of neat to see a Spider-Man movie not in New York.
Right. Exactly.
And then I'm like, but yeah. Didn't really do much with it.
They didn't really end up doing a lot with it.
Yeah.
So
they kind of did it first.
Okay.
They kind of did it first.
Without spoilers, they went to a different location.
They go to many different locations.
Yeah, and just broke stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
It started to get there's a moment in the movie where it immediately goes from
Italy.
Yeah.
Brick buildings.
There's a moment that immediately goes from like, okay, like they're making a deal out of where he is, like they're using the location, and then it just goes
that.
Now we're breaking shit.
Yeah.
But I like seeing the different set pieces that it's always not in New York and always like, hey, you know what? It's a
but it was funny by the end of the movie. You're like almost refreshed that it's back in. It's maybe a little bit of spoiler.
It's almost as if
it's okay. It's almost as if Spider-Man is going to live and not die in this movie and go back to New York. That's not a spoiler. Shut up, chat.
I mean,
you thought he was going to live in London forever, or Venice, or wherever.
That's true.
I mean, he could have went to like fucking Egypt or Germany, and it would have made a difference. That's what we're getting at.
Either way, it is refreshing to see Spider-Man like swinging around New York and shit. It is refreshing.
That was in the last trailer.
That's true. Yeah, that's not even a spoiler. Shut up, chat! So I'm thinking we should definitely get into spoilers from this point because overall impressions, I kind of liked it. I liked it more than Homecoming, but I didn't like Homecoming very much. I thought it was okay.
I thought it was like a better version of Ant-Man and Wasp
and I think that's an adequate
coming off Avengers.
I think that's an adequate description, Kenny.
I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the scenes where it wasn't Spider-Man, and usually sometimes it's hard to do, and it was just, Simmons hates the high school stuff. I just dig it. I just thought it was hilarious.
Kenny's worst day of his life was graduating.
Yeah, right.
Why do you think I act like I'm 16 all the time? I miss it.
Steve, you enjoyed some parts of the movie, but overall were kind of bugged by its story, script, and a few characters.
I liked Homecoming actually better. I liked Homecoming better, but I also liked Spider-Verse better. So yeah.
Well, that's unfair.
I mean, what Spider-Verse?
Fucking Spider-Verse is.
Did you guys compared it to Spider-Verse?
You have to.
He compared it to Spider-Verse.
But it's unfair.
So I compared it to the Spider-Verse.
That's unfair.
So it's an unfair reason. That's what I do.
No, here's why it's unfair. Because Into the Spider-Verse is so damn good.
It's unfair.
Right, and that's I mean, you gotta understand this is like the first quote-unquote Avengers movie that came after Avengers Endgame. And that's hard. That's huge.
No shit. They have announced
very hard to think.
nothing else after this.
Yeah, I think...
But
there's no official...
I think in a couple weeks...
There was an Easter egg.
There was an Easter egg towards something we have no fucking idea. But Comic-Con is literally like 2 weeks away, so we're getting a new teaser trailer.
Yeah, for something. Yeah. But that's some
here's the real
shoes.
question. How does it stack up to Venom?
Venom was better.
Yeah, way better.
I think Venom's a funner movie.
Yeah.
I think Venom's got some So, here's the thing. I think
Venom has higher highs and lower lows.
Yes, absolutely. That is the best way to describe it. Venom has really high highs, but severe, painful lows. Like, this movie sucks. But when it gets good, it gets really good. When Spider-Man Homecoming of the Home
Far From Home.
Homecoming Home Far is at its only ever I mean, but what would you rather have? Would you have? I mean, it helps your emotions. Like, it gets your emotions going. You're like, what crazy! It almost evens themselves out because Spider-Man is consistently, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like a baby roller coaster.
Yeah, exactly.
The best parts are the parts where some Mysterio moments are the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
But the really high highs of the Venom stuff, which is Venom and Eddie, being like themselves with each other.
Yeah.
Super highs, like incredibly highs.
Yeah,
and then you get like the villain, and then you get the whole like first 30 minutes of the movie, and it's the painfully low lows. So it almost evens themselves out. But I would actually say, I would go. My gut reaction is Venom. I actually like Venom.
Yeah.
More because hey, you want to suck dick together?
I'll say this thing
It's just great.
Venom, the R-rated
Venom has Venom has a thing that makes you like really excited for the next movie. This kind of does, sort of. But Venom, you're really pumped to see a new Venom, mostly because you're like, hey, no more origin story, no more 30-minute block.
Oh man, now we just get Eddie and Venom.
No more 30-minute block before
Carnage. I mean, shit.
Well, that's the thing. You get Venom arguing with Carnage.
Yeah, then there's the thing. Yeah, that's what pumps you up. Is like, I want to see that.
Okay, so we're gonna get into complete spoilers. Complete spoiler territory.
Spoilers.
So
where do we begin?
I say we start with.
Well, I have one spoiler that bugged me right at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, go ahead.
This bugged me. When they're showing the funny intro with the blip, you know, and they show how people were disappearing and reappearing.
Yeah.
Like, they show the people in New Jersey or New York, and they're at a basketball game with sunlight coming in, and they all disappear, and then they all come back, 5 years later. And I'm like, Thanos snapped his fingers in Central Africa in the middle of the day. It was the middle of the goddamn night in New York when the people got snapped.
Simmons, please!
That bugged me so
That's
much.
totally fine.
I was like, fucking geography, people. Do you know how the Earth goddamn rotates?
Please, they had a game at night. It was fine.
The middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, they had a game.
Like now, when we're recording, it bugged the shit out of me.
It was a very special game.
Leave
it alone.
I was like, that's dumb.
So wait a minute. London's like about 6 hours ahead.
Of
Eastern. Or no, London's about 6 hours ahead of us here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 to 7.
So 3 hours to East Coast, 3 more hours to Atlantic too. So Africa, obviously going to be a few more.
I have a counterpoint. At the end credits, Nick, it was daytime. Nick
I know. Yeah. Oh no, it's happened. Oh, it's been a problem.
There you go. It's been a problem.
It's been a problem. Like when Hawkeye's family disappears on their farm, it's like the middle of the day, and I'm like, how is it the middle of the day everywhere on planet Earth?
Where was Hawkeye?
Visual convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one wanted to sit there and be like, it's the middle of the night, and then like Hawkeye's family's just asleep, and they just disappear.
Right?
He doesn't know for another like 6 hours.
That's not as
Simmons, please.
That's not as dramatic.
It's not as dramatic as him like turning around and they're gone at a picnic.
Yeah.
Actually, it would have been midnight in the...
Enough. I don't know. That counterpoint's annoying.
It bugged me.
It annoys
I'm just saying.
All right.
That is the equivalent of Neil deGrasse Tyson arguing against a movie that the stars are wrong.
Well, no one knows fucking geography. It's a
Like
problem.
shit.
And there's another one. I'll just bring it up now since we're on really small nitpicks.
Yeah.
There's a part where he has to go from Prague to Berlin, and he hops on a fucking electric rail car, and I'm like, you are not making it over there in an hour, sir, on a fucking 15-mile-an-hour trolley. Like, that is not the bullet train. The bullet train is shown later, but he hops on the little electric one. I'm like, you're not getting to Germany on the same day, sir. From there.
Maybe the train
on that little slope going across the Alps.
Geography nerd.
They are definitely taking advantage that I have no idea
How far away. How fast it takes to get from point A.
I mean, it's not super far, but the train he was hopped on and got off
it
on
was a deleted
not
scene
bullet
because
train.
he goes from the small train and then he webs to a bullet train that was going.
He does it because he goes off of the same electric one. And I'm like,
in the defense of the general public, Spider-Man could jump on the back of a bus from Oklahoma to Georgia, and I believe it.
Yeah, right, sure. That's fine.
I don't know. I have no idea the relative distance of those two locations.
Proper editing. That's how that works.
It's half the goddamn country, so...
If it was like 15 minutes later, I'd have been like, okay, we're here now.
Yeah.
So here's my question to everybody and everyone watching. What do you think of Mysterio being the new Ben Kingsley? What do you think?
It didn't bother me.
What do you think of Mysterio technically being the new Mandarin?
Yeah.
That
didn't really bother me. Well, I mean, Mandarin didn't bother me either.
Is Mysterio not a guy with powers?
Never.
Oh.
Mysterio's done actually perfectly.
Oh, so he's a guy with holograms?
Yes.
I think he has magic.
Yeah. No. None.
Uh-oh.
No.
Two wikis!
I remember
Kenny's right.
I remember him being like Doom when he was tech.
This is why I was excited.
I don't know too well.
I didn't want to talk about spoilers or anything like that.
That's why he's Mysterio.
But because I'm like, okay, Mysterio's a good guy now, and they're changing up his powers.
I knew he was going to be a bad guy from the fucking start.
Yeah, of course.
Like, Jesus, dude, that was so fucking obvious.
No, of course.
Wow, okay, Quentin Beck does not possess superhuman abilities, and he is an expert designer of special effects, devices, and stage illusions.
So he actually has no magic.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
The only thing...
I'd seen this motherfucker go zoop zoop being spawned and shit.
Well, I was like, no, they're going to do technology. Everyone's going to bitch or something. It's not magic now.
The only thing that surprised me is the fact that they didn't actually introduce the multiverse. They hinted it.
Yeah,
they dropped it.
It was hinted and pretty much completely dropped due to the fact that the guy was making shit up.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing.
The idea that Thanos' snap caused a rift in time and caused all this stuff to happen made sense to me, so I figured they were going to use that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate when you think about it, because it's essentially teasing multiverse, like, because everyone was sort of thinking, why is Mysterio a good guy? Is he Mysterio from a multiverse?
Yeah.
And they were right.
Yeah.
But ultimately, they were wrong because the Mysterio in the movie is making shit up.
Yeah, as he's going along.
And
so it's like, oh, okay.
That essentially null and voids
anything
multiverse shit.
Multiverse. Well,
I
don't know why in my brain I was like, wait, am I gonna see like Tobey Maguire fucking Spider-Man come in and then see the other Sony
something very close happens.
That other Spider-Man is so obscure I don't even know his fucking name.
Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield come in and they all meet each other and they're like, hey, and they all point at each other.
The funny thing is
that'd have been the most amazing thing ever.
Were you reading the Sony leaked emails?
Come on, Simmons, I don't read that shit. I don't know anything.
Because that was totally what they were going to do.
No fucking way!
Dead serious.
God damn, that would have been so fucking epic.
They were gonna do
Not this one.
But like later on.
Remember when Sony had all their fucking emails hacked? And it was leaked onto the internet? Yeah, I read the ones where they were talking about, like, we're gonna do a crossover film. They're like, we're gonna make over $1 billion. We're gonna have a Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Multiverse Spider-Man film.
That would have been fucking
amazing.
They
were totally building it up, and I'm like, does anyone really care about that?
I would have.
I guess so.
I would have fucking. If there was a multiverse and all three of them just showed up, I would have been fucking crazy.
This was pre Tom Holland.
It
was just gonna be like
Tobey Maguire.
It was just Tobey and Andrew Garfield, and I'm like, who cares?
With those two.
Toby's fucking old now, and the Amazing.
He could be old Peter Parker.
Yeah, older Peter Parker.
That's true. They could have done that, but I'm just like,
I have never seen the Amazing Spider-Man.
You are not missing anything.
I know. I saw a like 4-minute compilation of characters talking to each other and biting their lips, giving each other like sexy eyes, like.
Show them, Max.
It is. I have said this multiple times, and I will say it again. The Amazing Spider-Man.
How much of that movie is that?
The Amazing Spider-Man was like watching Marvel Presents Twilight. It was like Twilight with Spider-Man characters.
Man.
It's Spider-Man.
That's what it felt like.
Anyway, moving on. So Mysterio is actually faithful.
He's fucking faithful, and that to me, I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like I really wanted to see how they would do that character, because I always thought he was cool and not cool at the same time. And I'm like, holy shit.
So Mysterio ends up starting off as a good guy, and he is essentially tricking everyone.
He's Syndrome.
Was it?
Syndrome. From Incredibles.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit,
yeah. He's like, I'm going to create...
He doesn't want to give anyone any of his powers.
No.
Wow, yeah, that's... So I was getting a very big... I feel like I've seen a movie with this plot point before, and you're right.
Syndrome.
It's literally Syndrome from the first Incredibles.
Yeah, he's creating all this bad shit. I'm coming in to save everything.
Yeah. But his ultimate plan, the Syndrome's ultimate plan, was to give everyone abilities.
Yeah, but the thing is, and be rich, though. He was going to be rich, and same thing with...
The end goal is still money.
Actually, you know what? I like the throwback that they did to the original Iron Mans. They actually got the actors from the freaking old Iron Man.
Those couple of moments. And here's once again... Another there's
basically almost like Iron Man 4.
So there's one tie-in that I think is less like Iron Man, because I thought they essentially Mandarin Sorcerer McSpawn guy, but they didn't. Apparently he's faithful. Mysterio's faithful.
That's totally fine.
And if that's not the case, then the part that is absolutely like Iron Man 3 is the fact that our bad guy is just a pissed off dude to Tony Stark,
which is the same thing as Mandarin
2.
That's what I mean.
It's literally
Iron Man 2,
and that's how I got the reference.
Well, that's Iron Man 2, and especially
2
Iron
and
Man
3.
2 and 3.
So it's like, did Tony Stark just piss off all of his employees?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Because I have to say, this is my thing. This was the lowest fucking point of the movie for me. This is the worst goddamn part of this film.
The exposition
scene
part.
where Mysterio reveals his plan to his cohorts,
yeah.
and it is just the worst goddamn exposition dump you have ever seen in a film.
It's pretty terrible.
It is straight up just bad. Like, who approved this? You see Peter Parker go, he convinces Peter Parker to go be a kid, live his life, right? And then it just, everybody, I am a villain, and this is my plan. This person did that, and that person did this, and this is how we did that, and this happened because this happened in the past movies. I'm like, holy shit, and it just keeps fucking going.
Yeah.
It is like a lecture.
And this, it is a lecture. It literally is, because it's one guy talking.
Like a boring school lecture. I'm just like,
Steve has a funny point, because we were talking about this the other day. How like Steve hates it in movies when like the bad guy reveals all of their like
horrible
bad plot details,
and
other characters have no idea about it.
Yeah.
So it's just the audience.
I think it's fine because he's talking to the audience and he's explaining what he is. But
that makes it way worse.
But if he did it to fucking Peter Parker while he's tied up and he's like, I can't believe you fiend.
Well,
doesn't make any difference.
And here is why Batman is a way better villain than Tobey McParker. Mysterio. Here's why Batman's a way better villain in the first movie.
Batman?
Birdman.
Good lord, what the fuck, man?
This is why
like what?
This is why the Vulture is a way better bad guy in the first movie.
Okay.
Batman. The reason he's a good bad guy is because the revelation of Batman being Batman in the first movie happens naturally when Spider-Man goes to the house and realizes with the audience, oh fuck, her dad is Batman.
Good catch. So why is it that you think this movie is better than Homecoming? Because like I said, I think Homecoming's better than this.
That moment is the best part of Homecoming.
Oh, okay.
That single moment is the best part of
And then everything else...
The rest of it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that reveal that reveal was tense, and it was like...
So, Michael Keaton does a really good job in the first movie,
yeah.
and I think that Matthew McConaughey...
Close enough.
I think Mysterio does a really good job in this movie for most of it, but... I don't know. It's like, now that I think about it in retrospect, that moment is really damn good in Spider-Man Homecoming of the Universe.
It is. And,
it is.
The thing is that, like you guys were talking about the highs and lows and stuff like that, I felt a couple of highs like that moment in Homecoming. This movie, fucking bland, just completely stagnant the whole time. I never felt like Spider-Man was really in danger. I never felt like there was some big epic moment. I really
liked
like
when he started getting into duels with Mysterio, and it's going like super nutty visually, and I'm like, oh cool, we're getting like
that was the highlight.
That was the highlight.
An honest to god like Spider-Man versus Mysterio fight, and they're not holding back. They're making it as trippy as balls. Yeah, I'm like, I dig it.
It's one of those things where they try to trick you. And then you just know, this isn't real. And then, as soon as...
It sort of ruins a lot of the magic of it when you... As the audience now knows that it's fake.
Yeah, as soon as Nick Fury picks up Spider-Man after he gets off the train and stuff like that, who the fuck thought that was going to be actually fucking Nick Fury?
Right.
Like, there's no possible way that anybody thought, this is totally really Nick Fury. Except if you're a kid audience. Sure. I mean, that's fine. But... outside of that, it's like, damn it, I hate being right. And I hate stupid stuff where I guess like the teacher was going to take a picture with like the camera and it's like next to water. And it's like, here's a silly moment. Oh, it's going to fall. But then he picks it up and he grabs it and he's like, I got it. And then he drops it and you're like, da, 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 da. And you're like.
But that bugged me because
I'm like,
there's the reason he drops it because he does a fake drop first.
You're right. He does a fake drop and it falls.
And then he goes to look at it and I'm like, that camera doesn't have a digital screen. That's a film camera that I grew up using. And I'm like, he's just looking at the light meter. I'm like, what is he looking at? He already took the picture. Like,
it was an old camera.
I'm like, it's an old film camera that doesn't fucking have a display. And then he drops. I'm like, that was dumb.
Yeah, it was
fun. Very interesting thing.
It was the weirdest fucking thing.
I was like, okay, I remember because I went through went to photography class and I used an old camera just like that one, and I'm like, that doesesn't have a digital screen.
Well,
you take the picture, and you pray to God it develops on film.
Aside from that, the idea is that they're coming up with a comic relief moment. And it didn't hit. And I felt like that was
I saw that too, and I'm like, it's gonna fall. It'll fall.
We all knew it was gonna fall. That was the whole point. He puts it on.
But it fell from a complete bullshit excuse.
Yes,
he went to look at a screen that doesn't exist.
We get it, Simmons. We get it. But
not right.
In episode 20.
You know what's funny though? There are people that make way more money than us. Who this is their job.
Right to find.
This is their job is to find continuity shit like this, and find like period accurate crap.
They're called script advisors.
Right. Well, speaking of characters, I'm not a fan of the new MJ. I'm not a fan of the new MJ. The whole basis, the whole
and weird.
Yeah, the whole basis of MJ is that she's supposed to be unattainable. She's the popular girl with the red hair that everybody wants, and you know Spider-Man's trying to get at her, and he can't get her because she's the popular girl in school and stuff like that. But this girl is quirky and awkward, and she's kind of like introvert and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not MJ. So it feels weird that he's trying to go after this girl who's just this cutesy little nerdy girl just like him. Of course it makes sense that, they would be
I dig it because it's a different take.
It's a different take, and that's totally fine.
Well, I mean, look at fucking Aunt May. Aunt May's not supposed to be this aunt you want to fuck.
Yeah, I know. And there you go.
She's not supposed to be May.
Excuse me. Go on, Steve.
Yes, so, I mean, the idea is that they're switching it up and making it different for everybody. I mean, they changed up her persona, they changed up Aunt May's persona, and now I want to fuck her. I mean, take her out. But I'm just saying is that the idea is that they're switching it up, but I don't like the switch up. I don't think it fits the narrative of what the character's supposed to be. But
it's not the same character, though.
Yeah, it's not the same character, but it doesn't feel like
it's not. It's a complete 180.
Yeah,
but at the same time, they've done that MJ
multiple times.
I feel you.
Multiple times, and I totally get that.
Okay,
I totally get that. It just doesn't feel like it's Spider-Man.
If you do what they expect like that all the time, then you're just gonna get back to your older complaint of like, I know what's happening. I'm just waiting for him and MJ. I'm waiting for him to get the hot pretty girl that I know it's gonna happen.
Well, you know what's gonna happen with this one anyway.
The football player boyfriend's gonna like, hey, get off me.
Yeah.
But that's always been classic Spider-Man.
I think the most interesting thing that could happen if they made the post snap, what do they call it? The twink, the blip. Sorry,
the flap.
Wow.
If they make the blip,
flap.
the blip guy, the fap. Yeah, the guy that's hitting on MJ as well. If they made his name like Brock.
Just fucking.
But it's not. It's like Aaron.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it was.
Oh, speaking about, god damn that weird scene where he's in the bus and he saves the guy from getting shot. That was so awkward.
That was a weird.
It was a weird scene just because it's like everyone knew what happened except everyone on the bus.
Right?
Which again was like, okay, I guess everyone at S.H.I.E.L.D. and Mysterio knew exactly what happened during that incident except everyone on the fucking bus.
Bro, he shot out the fucking rearview mirror. No one noticed that?
Yeah.
The fuck is like, huh? The window broke.
Like they got shot at. They almost fell off a mountain cliff.
Right? Like
they were trying to steady themselves, and then he says mountain goats, and then everyone is immediately
turn around.
He punches.
What?
Spider-Man punches another classmate
in the face and knocks him cold.
Wakes up and just goes, okay,
yeah, that's fine. And he's like, ow. Like, what?
It was a weird.
That was so odd.
In retrospect, it's a weird.
Yeah, it just threw me off. It threw me off, and I'm just like.
Well, I'm 50-50 on the gags in this film.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of them didn't hit.
Some didn't hit. Some really did. Some I liked.
I just heard myself and JJ cracking up.
Yeah.
There's some
Me
funny
and JJ
moments.
There are some really good, genuinely funny moments. There's some moments that I'm like, you see the gag, you see the setup, and then they do it, and I'm like, that was set. That happened
that
way
was the
too
gag.
fast.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what was that?
And most of the best gags come from Spider-Man's friend. Spider-Man's best friend.
Ned,
Ned and his quick relationship and his vacation girlfriend.
Like,
best dialogue is between those two.
Yeah, it's like the funniest, weirdest. Like, like
it was very kid movie.
Gimmick.
I did love though the gag where the shield agent is trying to get him to change his clothes.
Yeah,
the bully comes in and you have this setup where it looks like he's trying to just fuck some European.
That felt so forced.
I thought it was hilarious, but I was almost like,
so forced.
How did that guy live?
That Aaron guy, is he even really considered a bully? Like he was just a dude that just was. He just like MJ as well.
It was like, wow, we are watching fucking Euro Trip.
It was that whole.
And I'm like, and she pulls her gun out like after he leaves the room. I'm like, how does she not kill him immediately?
I was
like, that kid's dead, and he doesn't die.
How the fuck do you leave the door open like that? Why is it in a bathroom?
That whole reason that's happening is to set up for your fucking weird bus scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole
Yes.
reason that happens is to set up for I have to blow up his phone.
Like, it couldn't
And
have
not
just
kill
been
him.
like a
It's a
funny
quirky
gag of like, oh shit,
You know,
this
it
guy
leads to
just
some
kind of like,
crazy
you know, oh,
drone
so
bus
hey,
scene.
Peter, you do you, like
that
whatever.
feels
That
way
led-
too fast.
That led nowhere.
That leads to nothing.
Nothing.
Other than the fact that you're already irresponsible because you almost killed a friend with
Right,
a drone.
that,
See, what happened was, it's like someone had
Fury
a joke,
used that.
and then someone said, we need to have this cool bus moment.
yeah.
And they didn't know how to connect it, so they took a gag, and they took the scene they wanted of him doing something in the bus incognito,
Yeah.
and put him, like,
And
made
spliced
them, like, link into each other very awkwardly.
Yeah.
Like, he had enough time to sit there, see what they were doing. Okay, there's the funny part. But then he takes out his phone, takes a picture, and I'm like, and this SHIELD agent doesn't shoot this guy?
Right? You know what's...
I like Homecoming more now.
Hey, there you go.
This movie's fucking weird.
That's what I'm telling you, man.
It's a
That's
weird
what I'm
movie.
telling you.
This is a weird
That's what I was
movie.
trying to like. You really? You did like?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it,
There was
like,
a little bit.
Damn.
I thought there was
Listen.
I really did
There
think
you
there was
go.
like a moment where I was like, it was okay. I actually liked it more than Homecoming. But now that I'm like,
Look at some of the weird parts. Like,
it was like at the end of seeing Wrath of the Jedi, whatever the fuck the last Star Wars movie was, and I was like, that was okay. And then you think about like, no, that shit sucked.
Yeah.
Like that shit was not good.
Yeah.
Like that. Why did they do that?
Like, there's some fun stuff in this movie, but there's, like, some very bizarre...
There's some weird.
And I'm just
Like-
thinking, like, you know, this movie is disjointed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
a
That's
little
the
bit.
feeling I got
Okay.
from the script. The script is disjointed and really low in some parts.
Yeah.
I had the same feeling a little bit with Toy Story 4, way better movie, but it's like, yeah, it's a little disjointed. You know,
Another thing is
Like, people like thought of scenes.
Yeah, and
And then they
just
tried
pile
to
it on
connect
top
the
of each
scenes.
other. Yeah.
Remember that one fucking movie by J.J. Abrams about like the giant alien thing that comes down 8mm or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
called?
8mm. Yeah, it was,
I like that movie. It was weird.
And it's
It
not
was
bad,
weird.
but it's literally like builds up to the one moment of like the kid's mom's necklace going up into space or something like
Yeah.
that. It's like he had that one shot in his head to make a movie
Yeah,
around
the
that,
entire
and the
time.
rest of the movie kind of sucks.
So, yeah.
Like it's like
He
just building
built
up
that
to
one
just
moment
this cool
around
moment.
this. Yeah.
Like,
it's
they
funny.
had a really
They have an
cool-
idea for a moment.
They
but
have
don't know
this
how to put it
idea.
together.
They have this really fun, cute idea of them going around Venice on a field trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they had an idea of, like, London, you know, with this crazy climax in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had the crazy bus moment, like they wanted to have that. So it basically plays out like John Hughes was the name, couldn't remember.
Yeah,
Like, it was
John
like
Hughes
someone
movie.
mixed John Hughes with Marvel with a Bond film, and it really doesn't always connect,
Yeah.
like at all. Like the big exposition dump scene plays out like a really shitty Bond villain moment.
Yeah. So
and like
A
the whole
Batman
we're going to Prague, and then we're going to go to like the Carnival of Lights, and we're going to go to the opera, and we're going
That's
to be
true.
in this
That's very
fancy
James Bondy.
hotel,
Yeah,
and
It's very
and then-
James Bondy.
So tropes that I don't like I said, I don't like it when, you know, the villain catches the good guy and he tells him all this stuff like that. Another trope I don't like is, you know, and this is like way back in the original Batman television series where the Joker would capture or like not accidentally, but he would kill or think he killed Batman and then leave him in like a room and like, okay, I'll let my goons take care of you. And then, you know, it's like, haha, he's dead and I'm going to go do my thing. And this Mysterio kills or thinks he kills Spider-Man, but doesn't confirm the kill. He just, I hit him by a train. I'm pretty sure
Twice he does that.
does it twice.
Twice
He's
he
like,
does
oh,
that.
I got him in the water. He's dead now. Let me continue with my plan.
First,
What?
You're not
he
going to
crushed him with the train.
He goes
you
on
thought
the
he
train
was
and he's
dead.
like, and I'm going to go
Then
now.
on the London Bridge, he crushed him with 2 cars and threw him
Threw him
over
on
the
the
side.
bank, and
He's
he's
like,
like,
finally.
Yes.
And I'm like,
glad
really?
he's dead this
You're
time.
not going to have your drones in the water confirm the
shit
kill.
You hit him with
Okay.
You hit him with the train and he survived. You think that 2 cars and some fucking water is
that
going to
shit
stop him?
happened so fast. I just glazed
Yeah,
over.
right.
He has that moment where he goes, finally.
Finally,
I'm
you're like,
Yeah.
you're
You
just
sure
like,
about
oh,
that, buddy?
I'm like, oh god,
I
Amazing.
Like, I thought like maybe some drones would go into the water because they
But that-
can't go in the
and again,
water.
And I did like the part that he was upset at one of his one of his jobbers employees that they left the
projector.
projectors out
Yeah, it was a good
because he's like, well, you just fucked up everything and now I have to go out and do this, and that's a good motivation for a villain because I don't want to kill Spider-Man. I don't want to do any of this stuff. I
Yeah.
just want to make myself rich.
That's
But now I have to
But
go
it's
kill
just, I'm
Spider-Man.
gonna kill some kids.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
He-
like,
he
no, this is on
he
your
becomes
head.
like comically bad guy. Like time to kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
Jake Gyllenhaal has a moment in this movie where I'll kill the kids myself.
Self, right, yeah.
He literally says, "I'll kill the
He does.
kids."
He does,
myself.
which again, it's kind of bad because like there's that moment where he goes like, his blood is on your
Your
hands.
hands,
Like when
yeah.
he says that to the job
Yep, yep.
fucking up. Because he doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do it.
But yeah, there's another line too where he's talking to Nick Fury,
Yeah.
and Nick Fury knows he's full of shit, but Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't know that he knows.
Yeah.
So he starts, oh, it's an elemental. And they have the guy reading him the script from the bridge and shit. And all of a sudden, I'm like, why is your acting suddenly like noticeably worse? Like when he's doing that to Nick Fury, he all of a sudden is like super shitty actor.
Yeah.
When before he's supposed to be super convincing, like at the beginning of the movie. But it's like because the audience knows he's full of shit.
Now he's super full of shit.
Even though he doesn't know Nick Fury's onto him, suddenly his acting's horrible when he's talking to Nick Fury. And I'm like, okay, why? Why is his acting suddenly super bad?
Yeah.
For that, and that was like a tiny little moment. Those are the two parts of Jake Gyllenhaal where I was just kind of like, why? First, I can blame on the script. The second part, I can go like, you are acting real hard.
So, you know who is the real villain in this movie? Fucking Tony Stark's technology.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's technology seems to be fucking up everything on a regular day-to-day basis. First it was Ultron, now it's his drones. And why does he have access to so much fucking power and technology?
That was most of the story behind Winter Soldier.
Right. It was Tony Stark's technology. It's like,
well, I think
this guy is letting loose on some crazy fucking tech that it seems to be fucking up a lot of stuff on Earth. Maybe somebody should have like a lid on this stuff. And you would think Gwen would be able to override that kind of stuff. Like, oh shit, he has access to the drones. Maybe Tony Stark's Pepper. Sorry, not Gwen. Maybe Pepper should
Batman.
Yeah, Batman, right? Yeah, maybe she should have an override switch to stop any of these fucking drones from coming from the fucking spice and fucking everything up. You don't think anybody else would have monitored that? Like,
there's a couple weird things about
wait a
that.
second.
Like, why did Pepper not have? Why did Happy not have any
override stuff like that? It seems like they gave this kind of power to a 16-year-old kid. He almost killed somebody on a bus. Why the fuck do you give a 16-year-old child access to murdering cataclysmic drones?
That's part of the movie. That's part of the movie. That is part of the movie. But it is weird that Shield, Pepper, Happy, nobody has
an override switch.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The movie's a little weird.
The movie is
weird.
What the fuck? I understand he died, and that he said, you know what? I believe in this kid. I think this kid, has a lot of potential. So I'm going to give him access to the world's most deadliest drones and access to ultimate destruction of the entire fucking planet. It's a little because weird. I trust this kid. I'm Tony Stark. I'm smart.
You're the new Iron Man.
You're the new Iron Man.
Here's the nukes.
That's literally what
16-year-olds about. Why would you give me the nukes?
Now, the only thing I can explain is maybe that Mysterio found a way to override it, and he only gave access to maybe 1 or 2 drones for Spider-Man, but he didn't expect it. No, that doesn't work.
Spider-Man.
There's still the fact that he has 16-year-old has the ability to murder anybody.
Could have executed the command to make a drone Spider-Man robot, where all the drones turn into Spider-Man.
Giant Spider-Man.
Shoot guns in every direction.
And fucking murder everything.
And he could rule the world.
Right. That's literally. But he's a responsible kid. He's responsible.
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
But it's kind of like a lingering plot thread from Civil War and Endgame and shit, where Tony was like, we need to have protection. We need to have protection.
Right.
No. That was that. But it wasn't. You see the effects of it in this movie, but you don't really. It's not really confronted.
Yeah, not at all.
They never actually sit there and confront the reality of like Samuel Jackson snaps at him at one point, moment where it's just like,
corrects him and stuff.
Yeah, kind of thing like that. Whatever. But it's like,
which it actually even wasn't him. It's hilarious. But,
it's just kind of it's one of those weird things too, where it's kind of, man, if they did know that was happening, I would have assumed that Shield would have been like, you have what kind of power?
Right, and that's the reason why the government was so hell bent on getting all the superheroes to reveal their stuff and everything like that, because that's a lot of fucking power.
Because if you think about it, essentially is the exact same thing that the giant helicarriers had in Winter Soldier, which is the fact that you can identify anyone on the planet at any time. And That's exactly what the drones are.
Yeah.
It's literally the exact same thing they do. So
Yeah.
why do they do it again? Why do they have because
access to
Why does Tony just choose to do that?
right,
because he was super paranoid of alien invasion shit. So I get that, I get it, but it's not confronted. It's never confronted.
It's never addressed at all.
Yeah,
it's just look at these drones that could possibly be the world's most dangerous weapon.
But
of
maybe
all time.
maybe it'll lead to something
At
later
least they
on.
weren't Iron Man suits.
That was the question I was just about to ask. How many of you guys thought that moment when the drone was? I'm going to explain this because this happens in the movie.
Okay.
How many of you guys were expecting the thing that was dropping from space to land in Prague to pursue the school bus that Spider-Man is on to murder his friend to be an Iron Man suit and not a drone?
That's what I thought.
I thought that was going to be an Iron Man suit when it came out.
I wasn't really sure, actually. I wasn't thinking about it. I was more thinking of the fact that, like, man, that satellite's in prime position. It's right above Europe as it's dropping its drone.
Yeah.
It's hitting that perfect time of access, What if the satellite was on the other part of the planet? You know how long it takes?
Please! Simmons! Please!
No, that's fine. It's just whatever.
I'm just saying,
make the same.
I'm just saying is that I thought there were like
Hit the
missiles
same
for
rig
a moment.
twice.
I thought there was like missiles or something like that. I didn't really think they were actually.
I thought it was going to be like a Tony Stark cruise missile.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
At first, I was like, "Oh, is this just a fucking
When it-
bullet?" Like just
Yeah, because
like
when it first came down to Earth,
First I was like, "Oh,
when
you're
after
gonna-
the bus,
Yeah.
it came down as a missile.
It
and then
looked like a
it
missile. I was
split
like,
up, and then
that
it
was
became
my
a drone.
first.
I'm
I was like, he's
oh,
gonna
okay, cool.
shoot the bus with a missile.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's gonna
yeah.
blow up the whole fucking bus. I'm like,
Sweet.
I'm like,
This movie's going to get real dark real fast.
Real fast.
And it's like the time between the time that it took from the missile to get from Spice to the bus.
oh, it's complete bullshit.
Like
By the way,
The-
that is complete
Steve,
bullshit.
Peter Parker didn't have enough time to say, "Yes, don't kill him.
Steve,
Just take the picture away."
what music note does the ribcage make?
Really? That is not a Simmons thing right now. That is just
Kind of is.
fuck.
You're looking at a comic book movie.
Oh
Boy.
god
Yeah,
damn it!
It is
man.
a comic book,
The
which is why
time
I'm
it
like,
took from the
hey,
fucking
this is
thing to
why I
come
said
from
it was the
space.
smallest of nitpicks.
Yeah.
Kenny's just
Oh my
upset that
God.
anyone nitpick anything.
Oh
but it's
my
just, it's a
God.
nitpick.
That's a
It doesn't mean
nitpick.
anything.
Kenny has a good point.
Oh, God.
Kenny's
It's stupid.
bone xylophone is very
Yeah, it's
appropriate
bone
here.
xylophone,
Kenny is
bro.
biased as fuck. He's wearing a Spider-Man suit.
But I'm
Of
not-
course he's
he wore
fucking-
it to the
He wore it to the
theater.
fucking thing.
I
So
agree.
everything about it is amazing
I
to
agree.
him.
I agree the movie is
Jesus.
weird. I am not like 100%, so I agree it's weird. You guys make good points. But bone xylophone.
I'll tell you
for that
exactly
shit.
what's going on. You guys have a lot of nitpicky stuff. Kenny loves it because his kids talking to each other and it's funny.
Yeah, it's high
And
school
it's high
fun.
school.
stuff.
It's
Oh, I don't
High
care about the
school fun
nitpicky stuff. My thing is that fucking middle scene.
But it's hard to ignore that everyone has gripes and there's some weirdness going on. In
all of
movie.
the scientific bullshit is fine. When him standing there and talking for 5 minutes about exactly what he did, what he's doing, what he's going to do, explaining the backstory and the plot and the future
I
plot,
have a
to
really-
me that is like that right there is the,
Was
the
enough for you?
single worst part of the film. Like I don't
So,
care about the guy's camera.
here I have a
being long
question.
or whatever, but
What do you guys think the tomato score of this movie is?
91%.
Oh, fuck, you spoiled it.
I already know.
Oh, fuck you. You
You
say
already knew?
that's the point.
Ah,
is
yeah,
that
yeah.
I was going to guess it was going to be in the 70s.
I was going to say
Yeah.
85.
Yeah, it's 91? I need to verify this. Just because
was.
Is that critic
It's
or?
92.
Oh, it's
Okay,
gone
went
up.
down.
It went
Went down.
even higher.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a fine, fun film.
It's a, yep, exactly.
It's a fun film.
Don't
It
take it
really
serious.
is, but
It's the same thing. It's the same
It's
thing. with
lower and it's kind of like mid-tier Marvel.
Is
It's the same thing with Thor, the latest Thor that came out. Dude, you don't take it. You don't take it serious.
Well, but
This is way
but
better
I
than
think-
Captain Marvel.
I think Thor 3 was way better.
Thor 3 was
Oh,
awesome.
Ragnarok was
Ragnarok was
fantastic.
way better.
Ragnarok was great.
It never felt weird.
Yeah.
Like it felt
Well, it was
like
weird in all the right ways.
it felt like over the top and
Maybe because-
different, but it didn't feel like. Why is there a drone about to kill
Maybe
Spider-Man's
because-
friend that he caused himself?
Yeah, maybe
or
because
why does
the
he have
comedy.
that ability?
Maybe because the comedy in Ragnarok is.
The tone is better.
Yes, it's
Well,
definitely toward a
I
different
wouldn't
audience.
say that. Like the tone, I think is actually fine in this movie because it is a very lighthearted, like high school comedy is what they're going.
Yeah,
for.
exactly.
And I think that it actually works.
And
on
Thor
that
isn't
front.
high school comedy.
And Thor
It's
isn't.
different.
It's just like a comedy.
Exactly.
And,
So,
but I think for the so here's, I have a bigger question. Are critics afraid to give Marvel movies bad reviews?
Jeez.
hmm.
Potentially.
I think so. I don't know how the fuck
what does Thor: The Dark World have?
Yeah, the Dark World probably got wrecked. So
well, that's
that's
like pre when Marvel was super good.
It's true. But
Yeah, but
it is one of those curious things where it's just kind of like
they already had an Avengers before.
what's the worst Marvel movie?
Dark World.
Dark World.
Dark World's probably the worst.
that's at 66.
Yikes.
So
That is
That's good.
That is
fresh.
That's fair.
by comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would give this movie like a B minus.
yeah, it's like around there. It's like a 7.
Yeah, like I would give it like maybe like a 70.
6 or a 7.
Honestly, when it comes to, I mean, granted, it had a lot of cool special effects, good moments and stuff like that.
It is a well shot.
I feel that this movie is more forgettable than Homecoming, and because of it,
this is definitely the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have that great tense moment you at least remember from Homecoming.
There's nothing I can remember too much about this movie, except for, J. Jonah Jameson.
Don't worry, Steve. I'll remember everything that happened in this film.
Okay, you will. Yes, you will. The rest of it, this movie's
Damn, Ant-Man and the Wasp is at 88%.
Yeah, it's not that great.
I like the first Ant-Man better than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I like the second one more, but that isn't saying
I only saw the second one, and it was okay. It was fun. I wouldn't say
I
wasn't gonna pay for it again.
The chemistry.
But yes, best fucking thing in this movie is a post-credit scene.
Post-credit scene is the best part.
Yeah, where they bring J.K. Simmons back as J. Jonah Jameson, which is the greatest fucking thing ever.
Yeah,
he's on his podcast literally just like he is in the Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah.
Yes.
But my whole thing
greatest fucking thing.
And I like the way they introduced him too. Like, it didn't feel forced. It was like there was a reason why
natural and surprising.
It's so weird, right?
He became the guy against Spider-Man.
A post-credit thing that sets up a major plot point is handled naturally.
Yes.
But they can't handle the middle of this fucking film and the crux of this whole entire film's story and major main theme and plot. That has to be done terribly.
So a lot of people are going to watch this even though they are being spoiled. What we're talking about, the post-credit sequence is Spider-Man swinging around with MJ, and then a news report comes back about what happened overseas with Spider-Man, taking out Mysterio and stuff like that. Essentially, Mysterio, because he's illusion guy, has his partner guy that was running the show in the background, which I don't know why he would do that, considering he was about to shoot him in the head. Once again, it's a weird movie. Has recorded evidence of Spider-Man essentially killing Mysterio and saying he's going to become the new Tony Stark and wants power.
I think it was a plan B. He either knew that he was going to kill Spider-Man and not have to worry about it, or he was going to get killed by Spider-Man and still fuck him over.
Yeah.
It's still the jobber guy. The point is that he still took the cam footage from Mysterio and the drones. He edited it.
Yeah.
He made it look like,
making it seem like Spider-Man was responsible for all the bad shit.
He doctored this video, edited it, and then sent it to the Daily Bugle. And it's like, why? This guy threatened to put a bullet in your head.
The character motivations are a little weird. Why does that guy choose it? Anyway,
you guys should be happy as fuck.
The post-credit sequence is set up with the effect that the Daily Bugle runs this story, and the reason the Daily Bugle is the one running this story, and it's probably not everyone. I wouldn't be too worried if I was Spider-Man in this situation, because not everyone's going to believe what the Daily Bugle has to say.
Yeah.
But it does set up for a moment where J. Jonah Jameson is the one championing the story. Menace! Menace to society! He says menace to society. He says he has his fucking mustache. It is beautiful. It is absolutely J. Jonah.
Wait, here's the weird thing. There was no clapping at the end of this movie when the credits started, which was a little weird for me, because we started the movie with Bethesda guy going nuts.
There were some people go, what?
It was like one guy. It's like one guy in the top right.
There's a couple of Fallout 76 fans.
So and then we got to the credits, and then I was like, okay, we're gonna be a bunch of clapping. There's always clapping. Wow, that's weird. There's no clapping at the end of this Marvel. But then J. Jonah came on. Everybody. So I was like, everyone really went nuts for J. Jonah Jameson. So I'm like, that is the showstopper.
So once again, there's multiple post-credit sequences. Go ahead, Kenny.
And then my problem with that too is it was a great way, but then I'm like, oh man, the Peter Parker reveal. So that means we won't get Peter Parker working for the Daily Bugle.
Yeah,
we won't get that thing of Joe Jonah Jameson. Who is Spider-Man? Who's the man behind the mask? Who is this menace? Who is this He's going to be a menace, but that menace is Peter Parker.
Any chance of that happening in the future is essentially
it's kind of gone.
But hey, that's the same thing with MJ. They're switching it up.
Yeah.
So they're switching it up. So you got to get used to it. Yeah. See, I'm not used to MJ, but they're switching it up.
Yeah,
we already got that, right? We already got that. So it's what it is.
My one hope is that
you got me there.
There you go. Get used to it.
My one hope is that Part 3 is not a whole movie based around Peter trying to prove his innocence.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's
that
the
is
whole
so
movie,
uninteresting. Because they set up the next movie to be that.
Yeah, and I'm like
it's set up by Spider-Man like, no!
And I was telling this was Kenny, I'm like, with S.H.I.E.L.D., with the Avengers Tower, with all the people who work with Spider-Man, they would very easily be able to debunk that immediately and go, okay, guys, no, here's what really happened. Yeah. We're the fucking Avengers, by the way. We brought half the world back.
I'm the Hulk. Listen.
Like it would be, but so what it should be, instead of the whole world being against Peter Parker and trying to prove his innocence, should just be J. Jonah Jameson being the crazy crackpot, conspiracy theorist guy, who's just the one lone news outlet who believes that Spider-Man's evil, and everyone else has moved on from it.
And
just
then
so you can have him.
And then J. Jonah Jameson should make a video going, "Come here, you coward! I hate you! I hate you!"
But just something like that. Because what the next Spider-Man?
He's Jones.
He's literally what that would be.
Yes. So what the next Spider-Man film should be Spider-Man and Venom teaming up to take down Carnage.
Yeah,
that's what it should be.
Yeah,
because. Boy, what I would have... I had a small grain of hope because Sony's dead set on this.
Right.
Even though Marvel's...
dude.
I was so hoping the last teaser was going to be Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy walking
around. It was going to be Bane walked up and just showed his face or something.
Tom Hardy on...
What the fuck?
He's on assignment where it's like the last thing could have just been him going into a job interview. And he's like, I'll call you later, babe. We got the job. Yeah, that guy's a nut. Oh, whatever. No, I've dealt with crazy people before, and it's Tom Hardy walking into the Daily Bugle.
Yeah. Well, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been an amazing moment where it's J. Jonah Jameson asking, I need the best person for the job. This guy's a menace. We can't trust him. And he goes through the thing, and then
who's a gung-ho journalist?
And then he's like, "Who the hell's this deadbeat?" And they're like, "He said he's the best person for the job," and just pans up, and it's the Bane.
It's fucking
what the fuck?
Yeah, that would have fucking.
Whoa!
I was kind of secretly hoping for that, but
blew my balls
didn't
off.
happen. Didn't happen.
Same thing with the multiverse. I blew my balls off. That one.
Oh, really? And I think it'll come back.
So I was gonna say highlights of the movies. Not highlights, but things that I liked. I was actually a little upset that the fact that he wasn't utilizing his spider sense. I noticed that
this movie was about that.
Exactly. And I really like that because the whole time of the movie, I was like, man, he's not using he's not figuring this out. There's a giant fucking water monster about to rise up and he doesn't see that? There's nothing coming up. But then they actually made it a point in the movie and he actually...
They make it a gag.
Was it a gag?
It's a gag because he doesn't. There's never a moment. There's not a big.
Well, no, they call it the Pinkertons, which was a gag, but at the same time, it became the trope of how he defeated Mysterio.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That's actually very true.
Yeah, it became the reason why he defeated him because he wasn't.
And that's how he usually does it in the movie or in the comics.
It's kind of like blind and omnipotent.
Right, exactly, and that was the way to stop it. So I like that. That was actually really good. So again, there's got to be some good things that we can't just shit on the movie.
I'm not shitting on the whole thing because I did find the movie enjoyable still, even though in retrospect it is weird.
Favorite part.
I do kind of like the Mysterio moments where Spider-Man is stuck in Mysterio's big dome head and he can't get out.
Yeah,
He's trapped in Mysterio's literal web of bullshit.
Yeah.
I think those moments are actually really cool.
Yeah.
And I did like the Spider-Man. Him breaking out of it in the end using the spider sense.
Yeah, using the spider sense.
That was pretty fun.
I thought that was good.
It was a Neo moment.
It was kind of a Neo moment. Yeah.
Fucking Neo.
He just closed his eyes and he figured out.
I do think Tom Holland does a great fucking job as playing Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I think he does a really good job.
Yeah.
I think he's doing a great job as playing a teenager as a 20-something-year-old.
I also...
I think he is.
Yeah. Oh, he can't be that old.
He's 21.
He started. Well,
you see,
he got hired when he was 16, and that was 5
years
ago.
That motherfucker cut.
Yeah, he's 20.
He's really 21 to 22.
Oh yeah.
No,
he's not. The point is, he's not 29.
No,
that Andrew Garfield was.
Was Andrew Garfield only 29?
He was 29, 30.
He looked like he was in his mid 30s.
Yeah, and he was playing a teenager
at the time.
Well, wasn't Tobey Maguire 60 years old?
Yeah, exactly. He's still younger than they were when I started in Spider-Man.
When I was playing that extra in Camp Nowhere, I was 90 years old.
Nice.
Yeah.
Batman.
Yes.
But yeah, like J. Jonah Jameson is my favorite part of the movie.
It's really good. It's a great moment.
I like Ned and I like Peter, Ned. I like the dynamic of Peter, Ned's quickie girlfriend.
Yeah,
MJ,
I feel like the best moments of this movie are the Goonies moments, where you have all the kids sort of like being their characters with each other. I think those are actually the most the best moments.
There was a good joke that only someone like me would appreciate with like the teacher. Where he comes, he's like, "Hey, if you need any counseling, for today's events."
I'm not qualified for that.
He's like, he has this whole moment, like, even though I'm really not qualified to do that, I'm like, yeah, like you can get in trouble for that.
I didn't like
that was a teacher moment joke.
I didn't like the dialogue between Peter Parker and Nick Fury. For some reason, a lot of it felt forced.
Spoilers, Steve. It wasn't Nick Fury.
Yeah, it was never Nick Fury.
Well, that's the thing is that even then, when like he was giving him the lecture in his room, and everybody kept knocking on the door. And it was like happening back to back. I was like, it didn't hit. Like it wasn't funny for me. Like it just felt forced. So I was just like, oh, okay. I
kind of liked it, but again, wasn't Nick Fury.
Right.
So that leads us to the final post-credit sequence that Nick Fury and his girlfriend were Skrulls.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I liked Bill Mendelsohn a lot. In Captain Marvel.
I think that was the best part of the movie. Like,
absolutely.
The Skrulls were the best
I
part
thought
of the
he
movie.
was fantastic in that role, and so I actually liked where he was.
So they're still sticking with the Skrulls being good guys.
Yeah, he's like,
so weird.
This is really embarrassing, especially for a shapeshifter.
They're probably going to do something underhanded later on. I sense it,
and I feel like that's intentional because it's like a compliment to the movie where everything is like fake in the movie.
Yeah,
like everything's fake, but also Nick Fury and his actions were fake, and apparently Nick Fury. From what I gathered from that scene, it happened very fast, and I wasn't expecting it, so I was like trying to wrap my head around why is this happening and what's going on. So I didn't really pick up on all this.
He was
lines.
taking a vacation.
Right, and mostly when the Skrulls are talking, they have to talk through 8 pounds of mouth makeup.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to. It's a little hard to
understand.
Understand
Yeah,
them. But what I got out of it is they're essentially doing a solid for Nick Fury. Because he's on vacation after dealing with Avengers asshole.
Yeah.
And he's on vacation off Earth.
On a Skrull ship.
On a Skrull ship somewhere.
Yeah, he makes some statement, let's get back to work, which I thought was just a nod to the Marvel Phase 4.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like, let's get back to work, people.
So it's like nodding to whatever the hell they're going in Phase 4, which seems to at least imply it's going to be very Captain Marvel centric.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm going to say, I thought... So is Endgame the end of Phase 3, or is this the end of Phase 3? Okay, so this is the actual.
So then that's why we know nothing about what's happening.
We're going on after this,
nothing.
Nothing.
That's why Comic-Con is in like 3 weeks.
Right, and we're gonna actually get a snippet of Phase 4.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess that's kind of fair. I felt like
they also said they're gonna have a special announcement at their panel.
Oh, they said that.
Capcom presents.
Max, stop it.
Capcom.
Stop.
By the way, I made this joke to you in the movie. Where fucking Ned on the plane, they had a long flight, and he pulls out a laptop, and I'm like, Vita's dead. Sony doesn't want to promote it in their own movies.
Oh, man.
Because when the kid wants to play a video game during the plane flight, he pulls out a PC and some bullshit MOBA game they made up.
Made up ass
like Beast Fighter or something. And I'm like, man, Vita's really dead. Even Sony doesn't care about using it in their films.
They could have made a joke out of it. Yeah. He could have been sitting next to that girl, and he's like, "You want to play Marvel vs. Capcom?"
I was really
that could have been a thing.
And the girl could have been like,
Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, why would that exist in this universe? Because the Marvel heroes are heroes. Whatever, they merchandise.
And it doesn't even have any of the X-Men, so it works perfect.
Yeah. They could have that whole conversation, and then he could be like, "But the gameplay's really good."
Gameplay's really cool.
That's right.
Anyway.
But yeah, I was like, man, fuck.
So I don't know what the fuck to make out of the end scene. Like, really? I don't know if it's like a nod or
I think it's a cute gag.
If it's just like a gag.
That's what these post end credits seem to be now. They're not like anything that like they're just gags.
They're not hints. But
they're not hints to anything new or anything that's going on.
Captain Marvel's end gag was like him picking an eyeball.
Yeah,
and Cat talking up the thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
There was only one where
they
find Bucky in the vice, and that was just a scene from the next movie.
I don't even know which one that was.
Yeah. I don't remember what movie that was from.
There was one. Was it Black Panther where Bucky is actually at the end of Black Panther?
Yeah. There was another one where he was caught in the vice, and he's like, "Hey, we have something," and then it was Bucky trapped in the vice, which was
that's a nod. Yeah, that's a nod to the next one.
First Captain America movie.
Yeah, it was.
It would have to be because he's Winter Soldier and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
So.
but it was afterwards. Yeah.
So last question, because we all kind of liked it.
Yeah, I think it's an
At
enjoyable
least.
film.
It's an enjoyable film.
It is not the best movie.
Would I
you'll see this
recommend
year.
you run to the theaters to see it? Probably not.
It's a good
At
matinee.
least not
It's
for
a
me.
rental.
I couldn't even tell you how you would spend your money to see it. I don't even know. Like, if you like Spider-Man, I think you should see it.
Yeah.
But this definitely didn't move me like Spider-Man PS4 did, or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't do it for. It did about as just as much as
There's
Homecoming.
really good character moments, but there's almost, thinking back, like, God, the small and quick time that Into the Spider-Verse had, there's just some great fucking moments just in that movie, just with the characters, even though they don't even get a lot of screen time. Like, when Nick Cage is trying to figure out the Rubik's Cube, what color is this? Is this blue?
Yeah.
Is this?
I feel like the dialogue Into the Spider-Verse is a lot better. Like, and all the characters having these completely polar opposite characters communicating with each other. And shit. Some girl literally like talking through translation and stuff like that.
Really cool.
It's just
what
great.
is it, Spider Pig or Spider Ham or something?
Spider Ham.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing where they're trying to steal the monitor. He's like,
it's really good.
He's like, he grabs everything. He's like, good news, we don't need the monitor.
We don't need the monitor.
Hell, fucking Nicolas Cage did a great job doing that.
My final question is, what the hell do you want to see next?
Venom.
I mean, well, yeah, Venom 2.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, Spider-Man specifically.
I mean, not even Spider-Man. I'm just acting like MCU wise, where they go.
For me, I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with the next Iron Man. How is that gonna turn out? If they actually try to either make Pepper Potts maybe the daughter, or maybe even the I mean, in the comics, there's like some black chick with an afro who's the new Iron Man. So
I forget her name, but Robert Downey recently said he wants her to be the next Iron Man.
Who?
Robert Downey Jr.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, who he's talking about. I don't remember.
Oh, the black chick with the afro?
I do not remember her name.
I would say that, honestly, it would be awesome, but I doubt if they'll do it. But the Black Panther's sister would be perfect.
Oh.
She would be a perfect fucking fit for that.
Yeah.
So,
she's not super heroic, but she's definitely smart.
She's smarter than him. She's technically supposed to be smarter than him. And they actually they made a nod of that in Black Panther.
She gotta get buff.
Huh?
She gotta get buff.
No, the original, what you call it? She's the fucking suit. Nope, it's the suit. That's all it needs.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
That and I want to see how well the new Captain America is gonna go. I'm not so sold on the whole Bucky being, or not Bucky. It's like the
Falcon.
Falcon. Yeah, I'm not so sold on him being Iron Man or Captain America. But the idea of Captain America being able to fly, throw a shield, and throw fucking shit all over that.
At first, I'm like, so how are you going to be Captain America? Because Captain America has super pecs.
Yeah, right.
You don't have super pecs and super running.
I need that. I need that.
You're never going to be on his left.
So you're flying
But then you
around.
realize that it's a guy flying around with the crazy shield.
But is he going to have a sidekick? Is Bucky going to be a sidekick, or how does that going to
I would imagine Bucky would still be, because they're doing a TV show of those two.
I feel that there is a.
So they're going to TV.
So here's the thing. I think I think I want to see Doctor Strange 2 the most.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I want Doctor Strange to come back and not have his shitty Tony Stark origin story.
Yeah.
Like, I think that'll be nice to have Doctor Strange just be Doctor Strange in a movie and have him have like more time, because he was some of the most interesting parts of Endgame, right?
Right.
I want Doctor Strange too. I think that'd be interesting. That'll actually open up the universe.
Oh my god, there's gonna be so much shit going on. Yeah,
like potentially Galactus shit, whatever. But I think they have a really. I think they're going to have a really tough time with next phase MCU, because they're changing, like you said, there's like a new guy playing Captain America. We don't know what the hell is going. Iron Woman, is that going to be something that people adopt, or does it just feel like it's sort of like forced or something? Is it going to feel forced? Is stuff going to feel natural? And the thing is, they have a nice record. They have a pretty damn good track record so far. So my question is that it's such an unknown territory now that they are taking a big jump from what made everything really that everyone liked.
Yeah.
And are people going to swallow it?
Yeah,
That's the best. It's a hard pill to swallow right now.
I am excited,
because even with this movie, I don't know.
Ooh, and the biggest question is Phase 4 going to introduce the X-Men? That's
No,
the biggest thing.
it's not.
It's not.
It's not. They confirmed that?
They confirmed that shit's like 5 years down the line.
Oh,
Yep.
Jesus.
It's a long way away.
least-
They said,
at least 5
at
years.
least 5 years until you hear anything of the X-Men.
So the actors are going to be done.
Oh yeah, it'll be a new cast.
oh, no,
Holy
there's no
fuck.
way Jack McHugh is going to be it. No
Yeah.
way.
No, I'm saying, like, but the
Or
Avengers...
Professor McXavier face, not going to be it.
No, I know that. But I'm talking about the actors of this Avengers. Like, all... Like, we're talking Thor and all of them. It's 5 years from now. They're probably not...
No,
Probably
not.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Probably
whole
not.
different cast. Okay, I guess that's okay.
And that's the...
At this point, the only known quantity that I'm interested in is James Gunn's Guardians 3 with Thor.
Yeah, I'm down
Yeah.
with that.
I wonder if he'll still be fat in them.
That's
Nah,
going to be pretty
later.
far away, too.
Well, they're filming at the end of the year.
Yeah, they're like starting filming.
Start.
So that if they're starting
It's
at the
going
end
to-
of 2019, it's not coming out until
Like
2022.
2021, Yeah.
2021, 2022.
Yeah, something like that. So it'll be. It depends on how long I guess the shoot is really.
Wow.
And
But
then
yeah,
the
like so
special
that and
effects.
that's a ways off because they were supposed to be shooting it in February until that all happened.
Yeah.
So that's the only one that I know about that I'm like, oh, I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm interested in Black Panther 2.
I know there's supposed to be an Adam Warlock movie.
That's right.
Oh, I think Adam Warlock is tied to the.
I think it's actually tied to Guardians.
Guardians. Yeah.
3? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that I would like to see
And
what's
so yeah, and there
Panther.
was some other like upcoming like here. Hold on a second.
You
Really
like,
quick.
like the Inhumans or something, or some like
Yeah,
weird
that's
things
another
I've
thing,
never
yeah.
heard of.
yeah.
It's like
Black Panther
there's like a
2.
hero like Joe Wang Chi. Like I've never heard
Oh,
of this
Right,
guy
yeah,
before.
yeah.
He's
There
like-
was a guy, and I'm like, who is this? I don't actually know who this is.
Asian.
You know who it's not? Blade.
Wow.
Okay, there's a Black Widow movie,
Yeah, that's about to shoot.
Well, I was just going to talk about that.
which is a prequel.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that
I'd like
because
to
it
see
felt
her to no
it
interest.
feels kind of odd that Tony Stark dies and she also dies, but everybody only cares about Tony Stark.
So
And no one gave a shit that she
She's so
died.
bland.
I was like,
well,
yikes.
she's not a superhero. She's not like known. Even the public wouldn't know who the hell Black Widow is.
Right, because she's an
Because she's a
operative.
covert agent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's an operative.
But
but she's still an Avenger.
The
so.
Eternals, which I have never
Zero.
heard of it before.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi, which I've never heard of before. Guardians 3, which I've heard of before. Doctor Strange 2, which I've heard of before. Black Panther 2, which makes a lot of sense. So there's a lot of like I didn't know a lot about Guardians of the Galaxy, so you have to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But like I said, like none of it's like this is gonna be sick. Like maybe Black Panther 2, maybe Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm at this point where Spider-Man was like the first movie post. Well, not even post MCU. This is like the last phase of the MCU.
We have exhausted most of our base knowledge of characters.
Yeah.
So we are now going into really the unknown. And it's not just, okay, you didn't know about the Guardians, yes, but there were still Iron Man and Captain America movies
So
being
here's-
around that. We knew what that was.
Here's
but
my big brain theory.
Yeah.
Why they spend $70 billion buying Fox. Because they don't know either. They don't know if people are going to eat this shit up for the next 10 years.
Oh, I think they do. I think they know this is a cash cow. This is why they bought it. This is literally them printing
I agree.
money.
No, I'm kind of with Max on this one. Like,
I
they
think
bought
they
them
do.
so they could have it, but they don't. I don't know. Like it could be a thing where it's like,
If maybe the reason they had to spend that much money essentially pretty much to get the X-Men.
Yeah, just
Like,
to get the X-Men. Yeah, I know,
X-Men
yeah.
and like Fantastic Four and
So
stuff.
they can
Yeah.
so they can
Which
milk
is-
this cow.
That's what I want.
they also now
all
have
the way
every
home.
movie Fox
Fantastic
ever
Four.
made and Avatar.
That's
Yeah.
a big part of it. That's a big part of it. But it's like there's a big obvious like focal point, which is X-Men,
yeah.
Fantastic Four, like the things that Marvel wants.
once, yeah.
Either way, I think that now comes across as a situation looking at what's in the next 2 years for Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Black Panther 2 is obviously going to do good.
Mhm.
Is it going to live up to the first one?
Nah, I don't think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Like Doctor Strange 2, I think genuinely has a good even like
Yeah, because I don't think Doctor Strange 1 was that great.
neither did I. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I thought it had some interesting visual shit and some okay
Yeah.
moments. But I think having Doctor Strange be the Doctor Strange you know from like Endgame, the wise and
Yeah.
actual like
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
He's actually Doctor Strange.
Yeah, actually Doctor Strange having his own movie to himself and
Yeah.
growing as a character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That shit could be cool. Like
course,
having
of
him
course.
having him visit alternate realities and wow, this actually sounds like some genuinely interesting movie shit.
Yeah.
But some of the other stuff they're setting up, I would like to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
But it definitely comes across as our backup plan is X-Men. our backup plan is Fantastic Four.
Right,
if
right.
this shit doesn't work out,
We have this.
we have this in 5 years' time.
Yeah, so we're
to
good.
sort of bounce back.
Yeah.
And then integrate it all back together in some way.
So I think they're fine.
It's true.
I think they're going to be most likely fine.
Yeah.
But I do, like I said, like Iron Woman, a new Captain America. I think Captain America flying around with wings and shit.
They're cool.
And I think that could actually work out and be cool.
Sure.
It's just, I don't know if everyone else will.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
That's literally what I said. I was like,
put myself
I
in
don't
the
know.
public
I'm like, I don't know if I'm completely sold on it. And it's not the idea that I'm not sold on it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I'm not completely sold on the idea that the rest of the world is going to be sold on it.
Right. I think
they're too used to the idea of Captain America being this.
Yeah. Well, that and just fatigue.
That's true. That too.
We had 21 movies. We ended it with Endgame. We have this little like post-credits movie with Spider-Man.
It's literally a post-credits movie.
So now you're going to get to the point like where do we go from now? We're going to start hitting fatigue at some point.
Yeah.
Like,
where do we go from now?
And what do you do? What do you do to be as threatening as Thanos?
But see, that's the thing is that companies like this are have the mindset of Activision where they feel they can never go wrong. So they'll constantly keep churning out the same shit until the cow is completely milk dry, and then they'll move on to something else.
The thing is, though, this was still, like we said, an enjoyable film.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's not bad.
Terrible.
And it is so far above and beyond the 90s comic book movies.
Oh, of course.
You know, if we want to really go back in time and think about, how bad they
exactly,
were,
Jesus.
and stuff. So it's like, they're still way better than they were at, like, the low point. So even when this movie's weird and it's got some weird issues and some weird script shit,
Weird. Yeah.
it's still a way better film than fucking Steel, or Catwoman, or anything, like
a lot of movies.
Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. Do I need to explain that?
Yeah,
it's no Spider-Man 2.
You think Spider-Man 2 is better than this?
Yeah.
Because I heard a lot of people saying this was like as good as Spider-Man 2, blah blah blah.
Maybe I'd have to watch Spider-Man 2 again, but I'm going to say no to that.
I remember Spider-Man.
I'm not even a big Spider-Man 2 fan.
No, I didn't. I'm like, it was good.
Yeah.
I remember being good. That was
it's like
X-Men.
takeaway. It's like X-Men 2. I'm like, it's okay. It's not as good as Days of Future Past.
It's good, yeah, but I like other.
You're talking about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying this was as good as
PS4 man is the bad guy. PS3 man, sorry.
PS3.
Yeah.
PS3 man.
I know Doc Ock. I thought that was the best of the series, to be honest. I thought Spider-Man...
that's generally what people think.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 was...
So people were saying this was as good as that.
Oh, no. No,
I'd definitely say no.
Oh, hell no. That's a hell no for me.
Well, I think, Spider-Man movies, the crowning achievement still Into the Spider-Verse for movies.
I keep forgetting that we're Into the Spider-Verse is animated, but it absolutely counts.
That's the best.
I was gonna say, like, can you compare the animation to live action?
I mean, look at fucking Mysterio's shit. That was just a cartoon.
But I mean, he was acting. There was an actor that made the character human at the end of it.
Just making the comic book characters human too.
He's still an actor voice.
It takes way more people to make the characters feel human into the Spider-Verse than it takes in the actual movie.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
But that's still the best. Like Spider-Man 2,
I'm gonna say
Homecoming, and then I don't know how.
I'm gonna say it right now. I think it's PS4 Spider-Man sits on top still, and then right below that, like right below it, is Spider-Verse, and then it's Spider-Man 2.
Okay, that's a fair assumption.
And then it's these. Like, this is better than Spider-Man.
They're the best.
1, Spider-Man 3, Tom Holland's asshole. Sorry, not Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield's asshole. Ooh. I think Tom Holland's Spider-Man is definitely up there. I think the crowning pinnacle of Spider-Man horseshit is Spider-Man PS4, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's just really...
I need to, like, do a full...
You know what's funny?
Great.
When it comes to comic book movies, I think the Spider-Man was probably the best that Sony has done. Outside of that, I don't think they've done really that much justice to the comic book movies, except for maybe
it's only done well
X-Men.
because they've teamed up with Marvel. They teamed up and said, "Hey, we're gonna help you now."
Yeah, I think Insomniac deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think PS4 Spider-Man anything has anything to do with Sony.
It does,
or Marvel.
Oh, it kind of does.
It's a Sony thing.
It's a Sony, yeah.
Sony's got their Ghiblies around Spider-Man in many ways.
Sure.
All the way back to
but it's
PS3.
like the writing of that game.
Not at all. Yeah, Sony should not be Sony should just be there in terms of licensing.
Yeah,
and
it's not
shit
like
like
Amy
that.
Pascal and Avi Arad, like, you know,
No.
sitting there like making sure the story follows a certain beat or whatever. Like, no, it's like that was Insomniac's baby.
So at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, I would recommend you definitely play Spider-Man PS4. Because I think in terms of storytelling and
Into the
characters,
Spider-Verse
I
is
still
on
didn't beat it,
Netflix.
so I definitely need to go beat
it's
it.
dude,
It's-
it's great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking great.
It's a fun.
Okay, how about this? Which one should I beat first? God of War or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man will be faster.
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin? Jeez,
Yeah.
they're both that good.
They're both really
They're
good.
both really fucking good. Those are the best games that came out.
There's
You'll
like-
beat Spider-Man
okay.
much more faster than God of War. God
Like,
of War takes a while.
to be completely
Is
honest,
it? Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man's a bit shorter.
Really?
God of War's
Oh, yeah.
long. Yeah,
I guess it really depends on how much sidetracking
you can.
do in
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
you can
Yeah.
spill out Spider-Man to be pretty fucking long. I did a lot of
Yeah.
side quests.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's what I'm doing.
I
I'm doing
do
nothing but side
too.
quests. That's why I haven't beat it yet.
That- That's true.
I would say I've been doing side quests for 3 hours. I should probably stop.
Yeah.
Because I had this thing where I was like in character as Spider-Man, and every time there was like a crime happening close
You
to
go
me,
right to
you
it.
had to stop it.
Yeah, you
there's,
go right to
There's a
it.
weird thing in that game where they do a
it
really
was
good
such
job where it's like
you distract
something's
you.
happening.
Yeah,
Strings
yeah.
kicking. I'm like,
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, let's go get these motherfuckers.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
And
you
the
stick them to the
difficulty-
wall and throw around. No problem, everybody. Swing around. Something bad's happening.
Yeah,
This is a really good job.
I don't always find my way into Central Park fighting some fucking assholes
And
or
then you
trying
get
to
stuck
rob
in the water.
somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to yeah.
Land in the water.
Yeah,
Shit.
Yeah, it's like no what's and the difficulty gets kind of pretty challenging as well.
You on
So
the hardest difficulty?
none. So all right, that's fine. I'm just leveling up right now. It's fine. I'm just leveling up.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
It's a good,
yeah.
fun movie, but you could stay home and play PS4 Spider-Man, or you could turn on Netflix and watch Into the Spider-Verse and get a better film, which kind of hurts this film a little bit. You have to pay like,
With
what,
those,
18
with
bucks to
those
see a movie
films
now?
being better, I still can enjoy this movie. It is,
What?
I don't give a like.
I don't
those
think-
movies were great.
I
The
don't
PS4
think
was
you'll
great.
feel ripped off.
It's fun. You know,
Yeah.
you'll have a good time watching this
Yeah.
movie.
I
I'm so glad
don't.
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna feel ripped
I
off
think that's the
watching
greatest fucking analogy is that the movie was okay, but I didn't feel I was ripped
this. Yeah.
No.
I think it was a
you'll
great
okay.
analogy.
That was a good movie to go
Yeah.
see in the theaters during the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
That was a fun film. You know, definitely got my got what I expected out of a blockbuster film. Out of it. So
Yeah.
It is not Independence Day resurgence or whatever.
So we'll be back when
This is like the last movie review in this room.
Yeah,
isn't it?
for a while.
we'll be back
Yeah.
Jeez.
when Luke Skywalker comes back from the dead in
Wait, is
Star Wars Empire Jedi.
I think we'll be back for Joker, right?
Joker's October.
Yeah, it's in October.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, we'll be back for
that.
Joker.
Yeah,
We'll be back for Joker.
If
Okay.
it's bad, we'll
We'll come back and tell you that it's.
Yeah.
If it's like totally mediocre, then we might not even do a review because
We'll be back. I have a funny hunch, and I want to be wrong. We'll be back to tell you that Joker's trailers were really good, but not the movie.
Yeah. Do we have any confidence in that movie at all, guys?
No, I do because
Yeah.
the trailers are really good, but
Right.
I think the trailer's too good.
You said that about
What does that
Logan.
mean?
I did. No, that is very true.
Wait, what happened?
I
I
said
didn't
that
know.
about Logan, where I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? I think Logan's trailers are really good. I don't know if the movie's gonna
You're
be
gonna be
any
good. Okay.
So hopefully I'm wrong because Logan was fucking great.
Yeah.
Fucking
Joker.
really good.
Yeah.
in October, which is fairly soon.
Yeah.
But I want to watch Logan again just about as much as I want to watch Schindler's fucking List.
Yeah, no,
Like-
of course it's tough.
I don't really
It's
know if I
tough.
really want to like just fire up Logan for a good old family fun time. Like,
Logan was so good though.
I can't discredit that. I can't discredit.
I
that
haven't
at all.
seen it. I think I maybe saw it twice. I think I maybe saw it with someone else, but I'm like,
Wait, we didn't see it together?
We saw Logan together, but we
yeah,
only saw it
I'm
once.
I'm trying to think if I saw it a second time.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the
maybe-
fuck? Wait, are you saying you actually forgot that movie, Simmons?
No, I'm trying to see
No.
how many times I saw it in theaters.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm like, would I watch it again? Maybe.
So
It's rough.
we'll come back and
It
we'll
is.
tell you how Joker is.
Yeah.
And
We won't be gone for that long.
be gone for that long, and
Won't be in this room.
We
No.
won't be in this room anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll be out of here.
Yeah.
We'll be back to tell you how Luke Skywalker comes back to life somehow in Return
All
of
I
the
give a
Jedi.
fuck about is the Emperor in that movie.
Yeah,
I don't give two shits about
to
anything
get
else.
We're about to get another trailer for that soon, right?
Yeah,
Comic-Con?
I hope so, but like,
Comic-Con?
probably
Yeah.
because J.J. Abrams really loves Comic-Con, so it's... Anytime Emperor Palpatine's on screen, like not on screen, I will be asking my theater attendant, "Why isn't Emperor Palpatine on screen?
Where's Poochie?
Where's Poochie?"
So that should be good. Until then,
Yeah.
good night,
Good night.
good luck, and go to bed.